Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, wcguerkiejejkhkvukefhiuvgyjgukerihu. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to MANYAMAN and who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. And today, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. So basically what we're going to be getting into is vain babblings primarily. Okay, so there's a lot of or it's like not a lot, but yes, there is a lot of vain babblings in Babylon today. And we see this in primarily, like, everybody and their mother has a freaking podcast where they're literally just talking about what it is. And this is the thing, like, a podcast is like another way to, make money. And really, what are they doing in it? They're just talking about some random, just dumb shit. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this because there was a whole point in time when I was learning, as I was learning, being brought up in the spirit, there was a time where I heard, like, okay, yeah, you're not supposed to be, going around trying to find people to debate. And if you see, or it's like it, obviously you won't be able to see it, maybe not. I'm not getting any recommendations for it myself, so there's that. But there are some, I guess, black, so-called black people that have, channels that are dedicated to just debating people about the Bible, debating about black culture and stuff like that. And you also have, podcasts like H3H3, freaking No Jumper, like all these worldly podcasts, all right? And again, like, it's really, in actuality, all these things are really just, like, it's just for entertainment, number one, and there's nothing really being brought to it. There's nothing really being talked about that's actually important, all right? All it is just, they're either interviewing some specific person, talking to some specific person about them and their lives, and how it's just inconsequential and just one separate thing, sure, but like on the grand scheme of things, in the grand scale, it's not like, it doesn't, which this is the thing for me, it doesn't really promote critical thinking. It's more of like a shock value of, like, oh my god, I can't believe this person said this, or this and the third, blah blah blah. Like, and like it also kind of like shows a bit in how Babylon society is, all right? Because if you look at TikTok in America, it's a bunch of, dumb, like, pointless stuff, pointless 1 minute, short attention span degrading entertainment. Whereas if you go to TikTok China, it's all about educational stuff. They're pushing out these stuff like, oh, here's some science experiments you can just do at home with a bunch of stuff that a normal household would most likely have, and this and the third. China's trying to educate and make their people, smarter and better, but Babylon is, making their people dumber, all right? But that's a whole different thing. I spoke on it and made lessons on it before. When we make these lessons, when we make our channels, it is to inform our nation, our people to repent, number one, and it's also to educate and edify our people on the proper ways on how to act and how to improve our our lives on a smaller scale in terms of like how are we supposed to eat, how are we supposed to do this, that, and third, whatever, and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. All right. I can say as a testimony that I have benefited greatly as a result of which honestly I didn't even realize this until now. But me personally speaking as a man, I have benefited greatly from not only being in this truth, but constantly watching brothers' lessons, because they have indirectly, okay, well, not necessarily indirectly, but not as in, when I say indirectly, I mean like the video that they've been putting out, all right, they put out this information. I sit through it, I watch, all right, and they have showed me things like, okay, yeah, soda, you need to stop drinking soda, and I didn't, maybe not immediately, but I did eventually stop drinking soda. I don't drink soda anymore. I will, Yahawadah, I will never drink a soda ever again. Okay. What else? Proper eating habits. Okay. I've stopped. I watch what I eat. I try to be more healthy. I try to, incorporate that in my life. All right. And many more. There's other stuff like, exercising as well. We need to exercise. There are more stuff. It doesn't come to mind right now, but outside of, just doing the work. All right. Which, yes, that is important. There are a lot of stuff that, that the brothers have done. So I just want to put that out there first, because what the brothers do, they're in this truth, and Yahawadah, me as well. We're not just saying this stuff. We're not just putting this stuff out there just for nothing, okay? Because there is a purpose, and Yahawadah, whoever this truly does, enrich and better our lives, all right? Or it's supposed to, at the very least. So yeah, basically, vain babblings, talking about nothing. Okay, so that's the thing. And let me go into this. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 16, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. And again, like as I had previously mentioned, like there are people in Babylon who are speaking in the world, okay? As I mentioned, like the No Jumper H3 HE podcasts, those types of podcasts, they're just vain babblings, okay? And when we, in all honesty, it might be entertaining to hear them, sure, but at the end of the day, like there's no real edification that comes out of it. It's really just, like two people like doing a dick measuring contest and talking about literally nothing, or something that's just not important. Okay, sometimes I will admit, sometimes maybe not those two podcasts, but there are some worldly podcasts that do talk and bring up actual problems, okay, and do talk about some things that can be addressed and that can attempt to find a solution to it, all right? But for the majority of most other podcasts, there is really nothing that comes from it being done. Like the world would probably be better without them, or better yet, it's just you'll live if they stop, if they shut down, like No Jumper and H3. I don't think there's anything really, helpful that comes out from them. So the thing is about these podcasts, like they're really just, like an easy source of entertainment, because these people have been getting lazy, all right? They don't want to put in work, all the intricate and hard stuff of that some people have been doing, 10 plus years ago, okay, because back then when back in older YouTube, all right, like you would have to make a super edited video just to, get a bunch of subscribers, a bunch of people to, mess with you and whatnot. But now people just upload, whatever, and then, okay, yeah, you got this, okay, which I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of do this when I do kind of do that when I make these lessons, at the end of, I mean, not edited. When I say I do that, I do kind of lazy in terms of I don't edit most of these. Most of the time, when there is a need to, I do edit it. But outside of that, I'm able to just, record, put a topic out, talk about it, and explain it and teach. Okay, and then it can just go up as is. But thankfully, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, I actually have some software and stuff like that to let me do it. But enough on that. That's not the point of this lesson. The point of this lesson is the whole vain babblings. Now, Romans chapter 1 verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers. Okay, so these are one of the things that was included. Okay, we could talk about all of them, yes, but the main thing we want to get into is debate. So as I had previously mentioned before, okay, there are some, I guess Israelite channels as well as black, quote unquote, black consciousness channels that are just primarily focused on debating other black identity, whatever. I don't know what they're called, but basically in terms of this whole black people stuff, the so-called black people stuff, there are people that just debate, oh well, we should be following this way, oh no, we should be following this, and stuff like that. And while we should be contending for the faith in order to disprove whoever's trying to mislead our people, okay, as it says in Jude verse 3, beloved, when I gave all Jude verse 3, beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So, yes, we are supposed to contend for the faith. We're supposed to try to disprove, debunk, any false doctrine that comes out. All right, and the fact of the matter is that there have been a lot of videos done that do kind of debunk, a bunch of different stuff by different brothers. All right, but different brothers have been debunking different things, yes, but and also Slakia, and even now, whenever there's something that comes comes out, all right, there's like some doctrine that reaches, I want to say, from what I've seen, when it comes to GMS's attention, because I don't like keep up with the whole black consciousness space, the so-called black consciousness space. So whenever there is a false doctrine that comes up, I don't see it. But when they see it, they do make videos, they do debunk it, they do show that, hey, this is wrong because this, that, and the third, and they break it down. So, all right, they are by showing it, but it's not any one particular brother's responsibility to go in and like debate. Okay, which me personally, I thought that was the thing, because when I quote unquote grew up in the faith, okay, I grew up watching Sakari, and they would do a lot of debates, all right, with people, with basically anyone and everyone, all right. And the thing is, it looked fun, it looked cool, and at this, it also was for me personally speaking, as a man, it was a source of entertainment. All right, so I will admit that. But now as I've gotten older in this truth, and I'm able to see how this is not the way we should be going about things. All right, especially since I also did partake in debates, which yeah, I see now that it was in fact a waste of time, because no one that I've debated, all right, really cared to actually listen, all right, because in all honesty, it's really just like an argument. It's not really a debate, and this is why I have this here. Let's look at the definition of debate. Noun: a formal discussion or on a particular topic in a public meeting or legislative assembly in which opposing arguments are put forward. It's a formal discussion, but in most of these debates, if you see a lot of them, it's really just a pissing contest. Like, it's not really formal, it's not really intelligent. Like, most of these people just are arguing, and that's the real thing. That is the real definition of what these other people are doing. A debate is supposed to be a debate. Okay, the definition of debate is supposed to be respectful and formal, but in all honesty, that's not what people are doing in this society. They're really just trying to make people look stupid, which, again, I say this as someone who wanted to and did debate people myself. I thought it was fun to make people look stupid. I thought it was fun to debate about the Bible and stuff like that. And I did do it. I did make people look stupid. But even then, even still, it doesn't really help. And the people that you debate, they don't care. They really don't care to change their mind. It's really just like, look at how smart I am. Like, I did all this scholastic things, this studying, just for me to just for what? Do you understand that whole perspective on it? It really just does not matter at the end of the day. All right. So yeah, Salaki about that. Just like, when you actually are able to see that type of stuff, which I'm not saying go see for yourself. There's really no need, because I'm already telling you what happened and how it is. Okay, it's not beneficial to the body of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. It's just a waste of time, and this is why it's called vain babblings. All right, and this is why we're the other one. Romans chapter 1, it's also attributed to having a reprobate mind, okay, and it doing something that's just not convenient. It's not convenient. It doesn't help the ministry anyway, okay. Like I said before, it's just a pissing contest. It's just, oh yeah, I'm so educated. I studied at this freaking college or whatever. You went to university. I graduated all on so what? Like, you literally have these freaking, what's it called? These Christian people that studied the Bible in college, and even them, they were being made look they were looked at as dumb. They were looked at as dumb by Sakari. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, there's no need for anything. Like, it's just a waste of time, honestly. Anyway, that's really all I want to go into, on not just debating the Bible, but also just debating and talking, or these podcasts in general that talk about nothing. All right, that's the reality. That's the reality of it. And Yahawadah, you can, if you are one that does enjoy a podcast or whatever. Okay, sure, you might enjoy hearing it, but at the same time, like, just know that you could be using your time better for something else. But it at the same time, let me get that. First Corinthians chapter 6 verse 12, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So yes, you are able to watch it, okay, but just know that it's not the best thing that you could be doing with your time or just in general. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Rakakwadah, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, DTA Abad Babal, and Shalom.